Now, viewers, moving forward, in a surprising change from his previous bold claims, Donald Trump has now stated that on 5th of September, he will always be friends with PM Modi and that the two nations share a very special relationship. This statement follows Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the SCO, in Tianjin in China on 31st of August and on the 1st of the September, where he engaged in discussions in length with leaders from Russia and China, and on trade and other matters as well. The tariffs, which include a 25% reciprocal duty and an additional 25% for India's purchase of the Russian oil, have strained the relationship. However, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has stated that India and the US are still in a dialogue for a bilateral trade agreement with a potential deal by November. Now, he acknowledged that geopolitical issues have temporarily overshadowed the talks, but that the situation is a transient phase in a long-term relationship. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also responded to the Trump statement, and in a first reaction to the sudden change of the turn of events, Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted that he is looking forward for the comprehensive and global strategic partnership between India and the US. The statements from both the leaders suggest a desire to de-escalate the tensions and move forward with the trade relationship, despite the current challenges that are brewing up over the additional tariff threat. All right. Welcoming, in fact, my guest on the broadcast, Mr. Arvind Tejawat, who is a foreign affairs expert, is joining me live on the broadcast. Sir, appreciate you joining me live. Now, to the Donald Trump statement that are rather surprising, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a first reaction has reacted to it, saying that he will deeply appreciate the sentiments and also look forward to maintain a better geopolitical relationship as well. How do you react to this?
Right. From the beginning, it was clear that the United States and India cannot stay away for a long. So I suppose it's a right direction. Maybe there was a little bit differences in the idea of a world order. And in the beginning, the United States wanted India to follow the US policy to satisfy their corporates' selfishness. But later, the United States realized, United States in the sense, especially the Trump and his policymakers. So later they realized that without India, the US won't be able to lead the geopolitics and cannot prove himself as a world leader, because the presence of Modi Sahab in a SQ meeting has proven that India is having the choices and the United States is not having the choices. Of course, United States is a superpower, but still the United States need India. And at the same time, from the several platforms where the Jews lobby from the Israel side and many other states, our European partners, they also pressurize the US government to go for a better deal with India. So I suppose now the time has come to move together and to forget the past friends.
All right. In fact, Arvind Tejawat continues to be with us, and now joining me live on the broadcast is Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev as well, former diplomat. Thank you, sir, for joining in. And while we decode how the latest developments that have emerged from the United States and President Trump really signaling at unprecedented responses as well, how do you look at particularly on the trade deal that India and the United States will try to work out amid all of these developments and the change in the tone and also response by the United States?
Thank you for having me. The tweet from President Donald Trump yesterday, I believe, completes the circle. The crisis in bilateral relations was not of India's making. It was in the main caused by Mr. Trump alleging vociferously that India was tariff king and so on and so forth. And he put India through 25% punitive tariffs and then seconded it by secondary tariffs over Russian oil imports, by another 25%. And now he has seen that those 50% tariff regimes did not produce the kind of results that he had expected. India did not blink, and India has continued to exercise its sovereign autonomy, and the trade has been stymied, but it is both sides' loss. So I take it that President Trump and his paraphernalia have realized that they needed to adopt a different approach, and this is what seemed to be the beginning of the end. And let's see if Mr. Trump, who's famous for going back on his words and adopting a new profile every day, whether it bears him out, whether this signals a profound and permanent change, reverting to the status quo ante that existed in the first Trump regime, or whether he would once again go back to his being tough MAGA proponent, America first, etc., etc. So let's see where does it take. But so far, as Prime Minister's own reaction to this is concerned, I think we have been consistent in not being provoked by all sort of invective and ill-advised non-diplomatic remarks. And we believe that in the end, our patience has continued to produce results.
Well, absolutely. As Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev also tried to help us understand this entire diplomacy that has been demonstrated by United States better, I'll request you to kindly stay on. Now what we learned further exactly is also in fact important. Khalistani extremist group are among several terrorist entities that have been receiving financial support originating from Canada. Canadian government report on terror financing and money laundering has revealed these details. As per a report on 2025 assessment of the money laundering and terrorist financing risk in Canada, Babbar Khalsa International and the International Sikh Youth Federation are among the Khalistani groups that have received funding from Canada. The government report acknowledged that the Khalistani terror groups are resorting to violent means to establish an independent state with Punjab in India. It has said that such groups are suspected of raising funds in various countries including Canada, shedding light on the financing networks of such outfits. The report has revealed that they use non-profit organizations among other means to raise the funds for their activities. Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev continues to be with us live on the broadcast. Sir, now India flags the Khalistani issue ahead of PM Modi's in fact response that will come up, as well as in the latest this report has exposed many angles where it is only becoming more apparent that the Khalistani outfits are receiving the terror funding from Canada.
Yes, Simran, that is borne out by this report. These are long-standing Indian allegations which have been endorsed by this report. We, as you would recall, over a long period of time, we have believed that Canada, which has the second largest Sikh community besides India, has had pockets of Khalistan militants who have been safely ensconced in Canada, but have been trying to support Khalistani activists, be it in Punjab of India or in neighboring Pakistan or elsewhere. And these reports were actually date back to 1985 bombing of Kanishka Air India flight that remains the most horrific terrorist incident in the air so far. And yet Canada, after due investigation, has claimed that there was no evidence of its kind of Canadian Sikhs militants' involvement in this particular case, or the case of the Narita airport suitcase bombings of Air India, and so on. And they have chosen to live in denial for more than 30 years. Now that this has surfaced by Canada's own official investigators, we believe that Canada would now take steps to rein in and bring those people who are not only abetting terrorism in India, but causing enormous damage to the bilateral relations between India and Canada.
All right. Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev and also Foreign Affairs expert Arvind Tejawat, thank you both for joining in this morning for a conversation on these pressing subjects and complex issues. Now, viewers, on that note, it's time to slip into a short break.